The pandemic has brought unprecedented stress to millions of workers across the country, and it's costing companies. The joy magnet, Shari, Alyse, joining us now to explain how companies can adapt to keep employees happy and productive. And I think also there's a lot of workplace stress that's happening due to kind of the companies having to make certain decisions. How do people work through that? And good morning, by the way, as I threw all that at you.
No worries. Good morning. Always a pleasure to be here with you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so, research already shows that happiness in the workplace has employees stay longer, they're more productive, they're more engaged. So we already know that. But over the last 15 months, what has really happened is that people have had a lot of time to self-reflect. And in this self-reflection, they understand their values more and what's more important to them. Alongside of that, a lot of companies have gone remote. So that means that there's more options for everybody to where they want to work. So it's really up to employers right now to make sure that their employees are happy at their jobs.
That's kind of hard because, there's smaller businesses and then there's giant corporations. How do they find a balance? How are they trying to reach those who maybe are in smaller locations that they might not necessarily come into contact with?
Well, I think employers really need to go out of their way, really to check in with their teams just to be fully present, like create a company, a culture of care. And so it's simply about seeing people now as human beings more so than, as robots and teams that are going to help them with the bottom line. Because the only way that the companies are going to grow in and of themselves is if they start to care for them and show them that they're valued.
And everyone's doing well as well, physically and mentally as well. For those who are working and say they are in a stressful environment, what advice do you have for them to kind of channel their inner peace and be the best version of themselves?
Take deep breaths and really create a work-life balance. That's, I think, has been the hardest thing, Alexa, so far for this past 15 months is because so many have been working from home. We're working after hours. So creating boundaries between at home and at work. So that means, shutting off your emails, not answering to them. And at the same time, that goes for the leaders too. They need to model wellness and balance, not just talk about that their company's committed to it, but also to be able to show it too.
Yeah, that is so, you say shut off emails and checking your phone. In our business, that is hard to do because news never stops. So even though I'm supposed to be in bed by 8:30, I'm still scrolling on my phone. I know that's a bad habit. And the first thing we do when we get up at 2 o'clock in the morning is we look at our phones to see what did we miss overnight, what is awaiting us when we walk in the building. So kind of setting those boundaries.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything else you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I think as, just really as leaders and taking care of your team, an important thing to boost your team's morale and to motivate them more is to, it sounds simple, but to show your appreciation for them. So gratitude goes a long way. So whether it's something, you get your team a small gift because they met the monthly goals, or even that you just simply praise them for a job well done. This is going to motivate people to want to work harder and to continue to show up because they feel better and they feel appreciated.
Yeah, that praise goes a long way. Quickly, before we let you go, if someone feels like they're not being heard, any advice where they can be seen, be heard, and raise their concerns in a respectful way?
Yes, absolutely. So first, I'm going to put it on again, the leaders and the employers, that it is more important than ever right now to actively listen. So not to wait to put out fires, but to check in regularly, to ask what your team member needs, and then support them and give them the resources that they need, connect them. So whether it's bringing somebody like myself in to, lift the morale and increase happess, or if it's a mental health connection that they need.
On that note, really Shari, we are out of time. I heard what you said. Thank you so much. Here's to the better days ahead. Thanks so much.